remember this guy? Well, I'm sure that anyone who's been here since 2019 does, because he was pretty much viral for a long time. Not because people liked him, but because people hated him with a pure and utter spite. So, yeah, it's very, very interesting that this design started something that actually became so wonderful and monumental, which is the Sonic video game movie franchise. Something that started off as a very flawed and failed design soon became something spectacular, to be honest. And yes, I am talking about Sonic the Movie 3. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about that today, giving my honest rating and review of this movie. So if that sounds interesting to you, then please stay tuned and stick around. And without further ado, let's get started, shall we? This review may contain a few spoilers here and there, so just be prepared. And if you've not already seen the movie, I would highly advise going to watch it first, and then putting this video into your watch later playlist and coming back to it afterwards. So yeah, with that in mind, let's get started. I personally have seen all three of the movies. I remember watching the first one as soon as it came out, then watching the second one, and then just recently in the winter holidays watching the third one. So yeah, I've seen the franchise develop over time. Basically, the first one, it was pretty good, you know, like it was a very good, very well done adaptation of a video game. I really like how, like, in this modern day and age, we're getting a lot better at producing adaptations of video games, you know, because all the Sonic movies and the Mario movie, they're all really good, you know? They take the source material and they make it into, like, their own thing, but they still, like, respect it, you know? Like, they treat it like it's a piece of art, which is, like, really what it is, you know, because these video games, they mean a lot to the gamers and all the other people in the world, you know? Like, Sonic and Mario both, they have so many fans from all across the globe, and they really take that into consideration, and they try to make it as special as possible. Minecraft, on the other hand, I'm not exactly sure what y'all guys are doing. Like, by the time that the Minecraft movie comes out, I will have zero respect for Minecraft fans, because that, I can already tell that's gonna be awful. But Mario and Sonic, like, they're both doing a really good job. In the first movie, they had a few flaws, but that was okay because, you know, it was their first attempt. They were just, like, testing the waters, and it was their first try, you know, so that's okay. In the second movie, they took what was a little bit weaker from the first one, and they tried their best to improve it and make it stronger, build upon the things that audiences liked, and take a little bit away from the things that audiences disliked from the first one. And in the third movie, since they had such a long time to, like, get audience opinions and thoughts and feedback, you know, they just, like, honed in on what audiences appreciated, and they took note of what audiences did not appreciate as much, which is one of my favorite things about the studio that's making Sonic is Paramount, is that they truly, like, listen to their audience, which is honestly pretty rare nowadays. Like, almost no major motion picture studios, they almost never listen to their audience. Like, I know that lots of people are really upset about Disney's live action remakes, you know, but Disney just, like, keeps on making live actions, just keeps on pushing out content because they just want the money, you know. But Paramount, on the other hand, like, they stop and they listen to their audience. They listen to them when they were talking about the Sonic design. They listened to them when they were talking about how they had the humans in the Sonic movie and they didn't really want them as much. They just, like, listen and they take their words into consideration and, like, they actually do something with it, you know? So yeah, basically, the things that I really like about this movie are that, like, all of the CGI and animation in this movie looks really good. Like, they improved a lot since the first initial original design, and I feel like all of the characters look so cute and adorable, but they also look, I feel like they look relatively realistic, you know, like, they look so good, in my opinion. And even, like, Shadow, like, he looks adorable too, like, he's very cute, but at the same time, like, it's just, like, his essence and his, like, aesthetic and vibe, they're all there, you know, like, you can sense, like, the deep, dark, emo grunginess, but he's still, like, a fluffy hedgehog, you know? So I feel like they do a really good job, like, capturing his essence and his character in his design. So yeah, I feel like all the models look really good. I feel like the acting is very well done, like the casting for who plays each character. I know lots of people love Jim Carrey, and I mean, I think he's relatively mid, but I do think that this performance of Jim Carrey as Dr. Eggman or Dr. Robotnik, I feel like he does a really, really good job with that. And I feel like it's amplified even further in this movie because there are actually two Dr. Robotniks, and I'm not going to consider that a spoiler because it does appear in the teaser trailer, but the younger Dr. Robotnik, Ivan, his, grandfather, I think? Yeah, his grandfather, Gerald Robotnik, appears in this movie. So it's basically two Jim Carreys talking to himself, essentially, for a large majority of the movie, but he's such, a funny and comedic person that he makes it work, you know? And I feel like all of the other characters, they all sound really good. I like the voice actor for Knuckles, I like the voice actor for Sonic, I like the voice actor for Tails. I know Tails is a girl, which is pretty impressive. And I think that Keanu Reeves is really good for Shadow, because he just has that very, low and gloomy voice, which I feel like matches Shadow's personality very, very well. And I just feel like the storytelling in this one was really, really good. They saw that the audiences were not really a huge fan of the humans, and they reduced the amount that the humans were in the movie a lot. I know, in the second movie, they had the whole, wedding scene with Rachel and Randall and all that great stuff, but people weren't really into that, you know, because they were here to see the Hedgehogs and Sonic and his friends. So I feel like in this movie, they really decided to focus more on Sonic and his friends than anything else, which I really, really appreciated because that was what I wanted to see personally out of the movie, and how, they focused a lot on Shadow and his backstory. I feel like even more so than Sonic, it was really a movie about Shadow, you know, he was the protagonist, he was the main character, he was really the star of the show, you know? I feel like they do a really good job explaining his backstory and how he became who he was. It does have a pretty good amount of exposition and info dumping, but I feel like that is okay. When people rate movies like these, they often forget that the target demographic is kids and teenagers, maybe young adults. It's not meant for really mature audiences, you know, or not really mature as in a bad inappropriate sense, but just people who are older, you know. It's meant for younger kids. Of course, that's why Gerald Robotnik was killed with a fart joke, because it's aimed for younger people, you know. But I feel for a movie that's aimed for younger people, it really is so deep and emotional and sentimental, you know, because I probably almost cried because the way that they showed Shadow and his relationship with Maria, it's very, very sweet. You can tell that they have a really deep bond, even though you don't really get to see them together. You can see how he was a stranger at first, and then they became friends. He was an alien, but she liked him and accepted him for who he was, you know. She really tried to make him feel special and he really had a place and belonged on Earth. And one of my favorite things about this movie was the scene where Shadow and Maria were both laying in the field of flowers and looking up at the night sky, and how she was talking to him about how when the star disappears, they can still see its light from thousands of light years away. So I thought that was really touching. It was so heartfelt, you know. And I feel like they did a really good job with Shadow's character motivations, you know, how he was driven and fueled by revenge, and how, to be honest, Shadow and Sonic are really the same person. It's just that Sonic was given lots of love and care and support and encouragement when he arrived on Earth, and in stark contrast, Shadow was only treated with cruelty and hatred, and he was in such a bad situation compared to Sonic, which is why I love how at the end of the movie, Shadow accidentally almost kills Tom, which causes Sonic to become very revenge obsessed as well, and fueled by these darker intentions. And I love how the way that Sonic proves himself to be better is that he is able to get over his revenge, and he is able to be no, this is bad, I cannot do this, and he's able to then stop himself, team up with Shadow, and help Shadow in order to save the world. So yeah, I feel like that was all really, really well done. I felt so bad how they Shadow died, but then no one even gave two craps about him. I think there was one or two lines where Tails was oh no, did Shadow die up there? And Sonic was yeah, I guess so. Shrugs, walks away. I'm are you seriously not gonna say anything else about Shadow dying? Come on, man. But I guess that was because, in case you have not seen the post-credit scenes yet, Shadow does come back in the end. And Amy and Metal Sonic were also teased in the post-credit scenes, which I think is really, really cool. I am so beyond excited for Sonic the Hedgehog 4. Like, it is like the one thing that I really want to see in 2027 is Sonic the Hedgehog 4. Like, I am so excited and really, really looking forward to that. But yeah, I feel like Sonic 3 was a really good movie, and I really hope that it does well in the box offices and stuff. I've been watching lots of YouTube conspiracy videos, low-key, about how apparently Sonic and Mufasa, which is the live-action Lion King prequel thing that they're making at Disney, they're both like in a very like high-stakes, intense competition, battling over the box office. And I feel like I heard lots of stuff and rumors and like gossip about how Mufasa was trying to like cheat Sonic out of potential sales and stuff, like how apparently Mufasa had like contracts with the movie theaters about having like special premieres and like making sure that the Lion King has more theaters than Sonic the Hedgehog does. But I think Sonic the Hedgehog has sold more tickets like in the domestic box office than Mufasa does, even though it has less theaters and less like screenings available. So yeah, I think Disney has posted online on Instagram and stuff about how Mufasa is the #1 highest grossing film in the world right now. But at the same time, Sonic has not even released internationally yet, so like, can you really be saying that when your competition hasn't even started? But I don't know. Basically, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Please stay tuned and stick around for more, because I will be doing some more things like this in the future. Let me know in the comments down below if you have watched either Sonic the Hedgehog 3 or Mufasa and what you think about each of those movies. And if I want to go see Mufasa, and if I do end up going to see it, then I may leave a review for that as well. But I've heard it's kind of bad. I heard that they like absolutely destroyed Scar's like character.
I always wanted a brother. I always wanted a brother. I always wanted a brother just like you. And I always wanted a brother. I always wanted a brother. I always wanted a brother just like you. What did you say about my brother? That's not a trait, that's my brother. You stay away from my brother, cause I say so. If you put your paws on my brother, you'll be the jaws of his brother. Those are the laws for my brother. Where'd he go?
Complete character assassination. So I don't know. Scar's one of my favorite Disney villains. I do not want to see him get murdered on screen in front of me. So yeah. But if you enjoyed this video, then please make sure to like and subscribe, because it always helps me out so much when you do, and I really, really appreciate it. It helps to support and encourage me and make sure that my content rises up to the top so that more people like you can see my videos. And it also helps you because you'll get a notification every single time that I post a new one, and you will never miss out on a single new upload. I, unlike most other YouTubers, upload videos multiple times every single week, and I upload shorts multiple times every single day. So I will almost always have something for you to watch, and you will never be bored. But yeah, I hope y'all guys all have an amazing day and a great new year. I will see you all later. Always remember that I love you, and goodbye. Eat more waffles, peace out, and go watch Sonic the Hedgehog 3 if you have not already.